riding pit. Oh, whoa. Yeah, definitely got some power behind it. This 28-mile-an-hour fat tire electric bike has a step-through frame and riser handlebars for a comfortable riding position. Look at that paint, dude. And it's got a 15 amp hour battery pack, which should give us pretty good range while also help keeping the weight down. And speaking of keeping things down, the price on this one is kept down pretty low. You can buy this thing for under 1,300 bucks in the link below this video. But don't buy the Velowave Ranger just yet. We need to crack this thing open, take a closer look at it, then we'll take it out for a full review and see what it's made of. Dude, that guy's giving the sidewalks a free straight up power washing. When you crack the box open, you get instructions. This one comes packaged up pretty nicely. Looks like it's got a little bit of sparkle in the paint. So the handlebars have a nice big rise to them. Rear rack comes installed. We'll be running Zyto hydraulic disc brakes. Rotor size is, come on, oh, whoa, whoa, 180 millimeter. Tires are Kenda. Of course, 26 inches tall, 4 inches wide, and knobby tread. Comes with metal fenders. Let's take a closer look at that paint. Definitely got a little bit of a chameleon color going on there. We'll have to see what it looks like outside in the sun. If you don't like this color, you can choose from other colors available in the link below this video in the description box. Here's the seat they give us. It is wide and flat. This is actually one of my most preferred seat shapes. I like the flat ones. They give us a quick release lever so we can easily adjust it. And if you want to swap it out for a suspension seat post, the diameter is 30.4 millimeters. Using the keys, we can pop out the frame integrated battery. Drops out from the bottom. It is listed as 720 watt hours, 48 volt, 15 amp hour. Don't charge it faster than 5 amps, which you could charge it off the bike or obviously leave it on the bike and charge it from here. Let's see what charger they give us. Ships with a 2 amp charger. So this bike would take about 7.5 hours to charge from completely empty to completely full. I have not seen this headlight yet. Also, this is the first e-bike I've seen shipped that comes with extra spokes in case you break one and you need to replace one. There is front suspension. The right stanchion has a lockout as well as micro adjustments here. You could add a basket up front with these attachments and a water bottle down here. And we'll take a closer look at that 750 watt motor here in a moment. Handlebars have a big rise and they sweep back just a little bit. We get round rubber hand grips. Thumb throttle is on the left. We'll turn that display on in a moment. And we get a Shimano RevoShift 7-speed shifter. Works like this. Hydraulic brake levers are by Zyto and they seem like they have a nice lever. Front wheel attaches with a quick release lever. Makes it a little bit easier to pop the front wheel on or off in case you need to transport it. Tires call for 30 PSI, which is where one of these things comes in handy with all the volume in that huge tire. Dang it, I'm gonna need some Goo Gone. So the battery is a 15 amp hour 48 volt. This thing weighs 8 pounds, 12 ounces. So some bikes do run a bigger battery, but it does way more. Let's see what kind of range we actually get out of it. So let's pop it in there and fire this display up. Velowave. So this is the first time I've seen this display. It shows us our battery life in terms of a percentage. Get our speed, total mileage. You can adjust our pedal assist up to 5. Turn it completely off if you want to ride without any battery or motor. Tap this button and you get information, trip, odometer, time. Pretty basic menu. What if we hold plus and minus? Looks like that might have reset the miles. Basic display, all you need. If you want to get in and tinker with the stuff you're not supposed to, double tap that button. Oh, then it shows the screen brightness. System. Oh, we better not mess up. You can change the kilometers. You can change percentage, probably to voltage. We better get out of here. Automatic off. Wheel size. If you want to increase the top speed, probably advanced. And then, well, if you messed it up, change the password, factory settings. What's in advanced? Oh no, we better not. Error password. I'm out of here. So before we fire this thing up, let me show you the size of this bike. I am 6'5", inseam 34. Step-through frames are just great for getting on and off these bikes. Here's what my pedal stroke would look like with inseam of 34. And the seat on max height, the handlebars come up to a nice, very pleasant upright riding position. Got a little bit of suspension up front and dropping the seat down to minimum height. Step-through frames are great for shorter individuals as well as taller individuals. You still have that bar right there getting in your way. So on minimum height, here's what I look like. Handlebars come up to an even more relaxed position when the seat is down lower. Feeling good, dude. To turn the headlight on, you just hold that plus button. Powers right up. Pretty decently bright headlight. This one does not have a light on the rear, no brake light, no light at all, just a reflector. So let's fire that hub motor up. Pedal assist 5, full throttle. So at throttle only, we can hit 20. We'll have to put in our own pedaling to hit 28 probably. Which for pedaling we'll be using 7 gears on a Shimano cassette, Shimano Altus derailleur, and we'll see how this chainring does on the road. Let's go do the thing. All right, dudes, let's take the Velowave Ranger out for a ride. We'll bring the manual with so we can see if we can increase the top speed. And amongst the other tests we'll be doing today, we'll check the official range on Strava. Test number 1 of the day will be the 20% grade here. I weigh 200 pounds, pedal assist 5, throttle only. Let's just roll up this no input from my pedaling, just throttle only, see how it can do on the 20% grade. And it's pretty much doing it, just maybe help it just a tiny little bit here, pedaling just the slightest amount. Of course, if you're riding an electrical bicycle, you're probably gonna pedal just a little bit, so let's go ahead and just see how it does. If I just pedal here just very, very lightly on the 20% grade, this is a very torquey bike. So let's get out here, feel this thing out a bit. Can you see the screen through my polarized lenses? The answer is yes, I can see it very clearly. Let's go ahead and start this thing out on pedal assist 0, no power input at all, just pedaling this thing. You know, it's a pretty heavy bike, but if we put it on pedal assist 1 here, start pedaling a bit here, it'll take us up to about 7-8 miles an hour where it will cut us off. So we do have a cadence sensor on this bike that will cut you off at particular speeds. Pedal assist 2 will bump us on up to 11 miles an hour. Pedal assist 3 immediately get that power, and we need to start rotating the gear shifter here. So this is a little bit different than what we typically see on electric bikes. A lot of times it's a different Shimano shifter. This has the Revo shift. So just a slightly different style, not necessarily better or worse. Starting out on 0 miles an hour here. Let's go ahead and pedal. We are on pedal assist 4 here. We'll see what speed this will take us up to. Gear number 7, cadence feels natural at about, well, still feels great at about 20 miles an hour. So it appears that this might actually pedal us a little faster than 21. Oh yeah, there we go. So it cuts us off at about 21 on pedal assist 4. However, I believe this is a class 3 electric bike, so throttle, let's try throttle. Coming around this corner, we can feel a little bit of weight. It is a fat tire electric bike. Yeah, throttle will cut us off at a hard 20 miles an hour. And it is a cadence sensor, so I actually don't have to put any of my own power. I can just kind of ghost pedal on pedal assist 4 and it'll give me power. So let's go ahead and throw it on pedal assist 5. Let's see what kind of top speed we can get on this bike. Merging on out here into traffic, this thing definitely feels like it's got a little bit of pep to it. We'll merge on over here. I can keep up with pedaling, and it looks like it's cutting us off at about 26 miles an hour. So it gives me like full power all the way up until right around 26.3. Oh, actually it's still giving us full power right now, I think. Pretty peppy, pretty zippy bike, dude. And riding, oh, whoa. Yeah, I definitely got some power behind it. Riding position on this bike is nice, man. It puts you nice and upright with those big riser handlebars, and they kind of sweep back just a little bit. Cockpit on this bike is kind of relatively narrow, so, you know, I appreciate that. That paint, dude, that paint is shining. This Revo shifter is kind of throwing me off. I want to like go use it as a quarter twist throttle. Throttle is actually on the left side. So whipping this bike around just a little bit, I can tell that 15 amp hour battery pack up front definitely reduces the weight just a little bit compared to like a 20 amp hour battery. So let's go ahead and give this thing a 0 to 20 acceleration test. Throttle on the left, GPS on the right, ready, go. So kind of ease it on that power a bit off the line. 7, 12, 14, 15, 17, 19, and 20. Definitely picked up speed there, just a little more than expected. Pretty zippy feeling bike, really. Ah, cool, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. So apparently you can increase the top speed on this bike. Let's try it. Turn this on and hold the plus sign until it goes to P6. And that did not do anything. Wheel size 2350. Let's make them smaller for a bit here. See if we can this will modify the top speed. So I just modified the settings there on the wheel diameter, so that'll make the speedometer read a little bit low. GPS in my right hand will read accurate. So showing 20, 24, 25. So speedometer is actually reading a little bit incorrect. It reads actually a little bit low, so this bike just tops out at 28 miles an hour. So this is a by the book, legal class 3 electric bike. Class 3 is throttle up to 20 and you can assist with pedals up to 28. That's kind of like a e-bike, but H-bike, a human powered. So this bike feels happy cruising on pedal assist 3 at about 15.5 miles an hour, feels very natural. Let's check out the cadence lag. So not pedaling, power. So about a half second for it to kick in, totally acceptable. Feels right. I see a couple e-bikes out off in the distance out there. We'll get out there and try it on the flat stand in a moment. But first, let's crank it down just a few gears here, bump it up to pedal assist 5 and see if we can bust on through this on the uphill sand. And yeah, it actually did it just fine. So there is no rear suspension on this, and in general, I wouldn't really be using this bike to be off-roading too much. I was definitely standing up off the seat there. Man, this shifter does make it easy to change all your gears. Super snappy though. Oh yeah, click shifters. You gotta snap through each gear like one at a time. So after about 7.25 miles of riding, we are down to 3/4 of the battery life. Let's go ahead and pump this thing on up to pedal assist 5, put it out here and torture it just a little bit. See how it holds up in the sand. So I'm not pedaling this thing at all right now, just kind of cruising full throttle, losing steam just a bit down to about 5 miles an hour, and I'm going to start pedaling it just a little bit now. Gear number 1, come on, give me a little power. So it's not really passing the sand tests completely, but we got out here pretty far. Let's give it another little try here. Oh yeah, here we go. So we got it rolling here, just kind of hit maybe a patch of like really loose sand there. I'm gonna try and go down. Oh, that looks cold, man. It's winter time out here. Let's go ahead and pop down this seat. Oh gosh, gotta commit, man. All right, rolling in the sand here. Let's get a good angle here. Going down here. There's the Velowave. Can we ride an actual wave? Probably shouldn't try. But the 26-inch by 4-inch wide fat tires. Once you're on the hard pack sand, we got a little bit of steam going here. Let's see if we can, I'm doing throttle only, let's see if we can go up the hill, throttle only, lose a little bit of steam, and let's go through the soft pack sand. Once it starts getting, you know, really loose sand, like right here, you're gonna start losing speed just a bit, but pretty solid performer on the sand. Again, you know, if you wanna do exclusively, you know, something like sand riding, all-wheel drive is really the way to go for sand riding. This isn't bad though, really. Got it down to gear 1, just helping it just a bit here. And full throttle, let's roll. See what that light looks like in this tunnel here. So I just turned it on, I think. Oh yeah, you can see it on the ground a little bit there. There is no rear light on this bike, so you know, if you want a tail light, not an option on this one. Probably does help keep the price down a little bit. So we'll go ahead and run it up to the top of that cliff right there. That dog has a purple tail. Got a ramp right there. It's a 12% grade, 85-foot climb. They call it the California incline. We'll pop it on pedal assist 5, drop it down to gear 1 just in case we need to pedal, but we're gonna do throttle only. And oh yeah. Had to tap the brake there a minute to regain the direction I was pointing this bicycle, but throttle only, taking it straight up the loop-de-loop here, 10 miles an hour. Coming around the, oh, you're good. Coming around the edge here on the main portion of the California incline. Full throttle, we are 7 miles an hour. 10 miles an hour, 12 miles an hour, 16, just crossing over 10 miles on our route, hitting 18 miles an hour on the California incline, 20 miles an hour on the California incline, throttle only, putting this battery to the test. We'll see what kind of range we get out of it after abusing it out here a little bit today, having some fun, 21 miles an hour. And if anybody's actually new here, we were just, oh, let's not go flying overboard now. Just down there. Well, we already know the top speed is 28 miles an hour. It just cuts us off. So going down the California incline, we will not be hitting any faster than 28 miles an hour. But with all this speed and all this mass going down this hill, it's a good time to know, are the brakes gonna work or not? They are hydraulic disc brakes with 180mm rotors. So since they are hydraulic, you know, they give you that really smooth linear feedback. Dude, that dog is living the life. Dude, that guy's giving the sidewalks a free straight up power washing. What a kind gentleman. Oh man, welcome to Southern California, dude. You see everything out here. So let's say you're going about 20 miles an hour. You need to come to a stop quickly. Let's go ahead and mash on those brakes. Yeah, dude, they're good, bro. Look at that balance though, how about that? So we are currently sitting at 51% on the battery. We're gonna head on home, see what the final range is, but final thoughts on the Velowave Ranger. I mean, in general, I think this bike is pretty good bang for the buck. Right now, you can buy this bike for under $1,200 in the link below this video in the description box. Of course, if you did, buy through that link, it would help support my reviews here on Velowave TV, and I greatly appreciate your support. The most unique thing about this bike, I'd have to say, is the paint. I like it. If you don't like this colored paint, you don't have to get this color paint. They have other options available down in the link. Then also, you know, the riser handlebars makes for a comfortable seating position. I like the seat on this bike. It's flat. It's a nice riding bike and it's step through, so obviously easy to get on and off. You can just kind of swing your leg right on through there. Yeah, dude, for the price, don't think this bike is bad at all. One downside could be the 15 amp hour battery pack, but that does help keep the weight and the price down a little bit compared to like a bigger battery pack, like a 17 amp hour battery pack. Or I meant to say a 20 amp hour battery pack. Is it perfect? No. Is any bike perfect? No. Is it good? Yes. Let's go check the final range. Oh, and another bonus for you. This is a legal class 3 electric bike, so don't really got to worry about the popos on this one. The nice thing about a cadence sensor compared to a torque sensor is you don't have to actually really pedal, put power down, you just ghost pedal. All right, dudes, just rolling up into the neighborhood here. 18 miles, 1 hour, and 20 minutes of ride time. Average speed of about 13.5 miles an hour. And the battery just hit right below 40%, 39% they're showing on the readout. So, I mean, I was whipping this thing pretty hard through the sand, relying on that power from the battery and motor pretty heavily. Didn't really pedal too much, did a lot of pedal assist 5. So that's pretty much what you can expect out of a 15 amp hour 48 volt battery. You should get some pretty solid range out of this. I'd say if you're putting in a decent effort, you know, you get about 40 miles out of this. Probably more, really, but definitely less too. I mean, if you're ripping on that throttle. Anyway, all around, I think it's a pretty well put together bike. And if you do want to grab one, buy through the link down below this video in the description box. Of course, that would help support my reviews on this channel. However, if this is not the kind of bicycle you're looking to buy, watch this video next. Catch you over there.